Hello and welcome to this episode of Hot Cup of Jazz. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I've been very lazy. But recently I've been really enjoying and listening to a lot of guitarists and their subsequent albums. So I thought today I'd just have a bit of a chat through some of the artists I've been listening to and give you a recommendation of an album from each artist. There's going to be 5 today. So yeah, for whatever reason, over the last couple of weeks, I've been really just coming back to these 5 artists, all guitarists. They've all got something very different kind of going for them. They're all obviously top talent, very skilled, but there's just something about each of the way that each of them pick up the guitar that I just love. I can't get enough of all of these artists. So we'll get straight into it. We'll start off with Julian Lage. Who is American guitarist. Most of these are from the US, except for one. He's been releasing music for, I don't know, maybe a decade, longer now actually. I think he's he was a young talent back in his teens. He was proclaimed to be a genius, and I do not disagree with that. He's now in his 30s, and all of his music is just a really wonderful listen. Most recently, he released an album called Love Hurts earlier in this year, which is a really fantastic album. I mean, I love everything that he touches. He's got it. If I could describe the way that he approaches music and his guitar, obviously all of these artists have a jazz background, jazz influence. But if I was going to describe Julian's music, it's kind of got that more bluesy kind of feel from it, that kind of American songbook, even rockabilly kind of sensibilities coming through, but definitely still in the jazz realm. His most recent album, Love Hurts, I would definitely recommend. I love the album cover too. It's just a bunch of matches that have been lit on fire and kind of got that kind of black ash look to them on a kind of white cream background. Really effective album cover, and I really dig this album. It's got, how many songs in total? Let's have a look. It's got 10 in total. I think a couple of them are covers, then also there are quite a few that are his own compositions. Yeah, I really dig this album. I keep coming back to Julian Lage and his music. He has a real air about the guitar that just I really dig. Moving on to an artist that's not from the States. Of the 5, he's the only one. I think he is from Israel. He's an New York-based guitarist from Israel, and it is Gilad Hexelman. He's been releasing music for quite a while too, but his most recent album, which I actually listened to in total this morning, Ask for Chaos, which was released in late 2018, is a really wonderful album. It kind of goes from the opening 23-second track, is kind of like a glitch pop tune, very quick opener, and then we kind of span from, he kind of has this like really orchestral kind of feel without having any instruments that are from an orchestra. As he goes through, he uses all these really interesting pedals and sounds to his music, and he is also just a top-notch guitarist. I really love the way that this album moves. It definitely feels like a whole piece of music. I feel like you need to listen to it from start to finish. That's the best way that you're going to enjoy this album, and it's really beautiful. It's got some really lovely moments. I really love the ending. The last song, Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, is a really beautiful piece. And I think I'm definitely going to try and do some renditions of tracks off this album to get myself back into guitar, because this is just an amazing album. Gilad Hexelman, really cool guitarist at the moment. He's doing a lot of cool things. he's playing with people like Ben Wendell and doing a bunch of spots across the place. And if I was in America, I would be seeing him on the regular. Yeah, he's just really cool, and I keep coming back to his music. He's got other albums that I really dig as well. But yeah, Into the Chaos, give it a listen. It's a great album and a great guitarist. Number 3, this is kind of not old school. He's still making music today. He's not quite, Wes Montgomery or Django Reinhardt level, but we're going to talk about Pat Metheny. For some reason, I've been coming back. Well, not for some reason. I mean, he is a great guitarist, a great musician. Everything about him is just fantastic. He's really been pushing the boundaries of guitar in jazz since the early 70s. And I've just been revisiting from 1976 his album Bright Size Life. It's a wonderful work. It's an amazing example of guitar music in jazz, and the opening track Bright Size Life is just so catchy. I could listen to it on repeat. It's groovy, it's got a really catchy hook, it gets you straight in immediately. Top notch album. Like all of these albums, start to finish, just everything is perfect. I really like all the design choices on the sound throughout this album. Definitely Bright Size Life, Pat Metheny or however you want to say it. Go check him out. He's got a lot of music at this point. He's been playing for the last 40, 50 years in the music scene, and it's some good stuff. Moving right along, we've got a guitarist who's a mainstay in the band of Snarky Puppy. This is where I first heard him, in that band, which is also an amazing band. If you haven't checked out their most recent album, go give it a listen. It's awesome. I've got some recommendations from it on my Instagram, so go check it out. But he released an album early in 2019, which for me is probably up there with album of the year, and it is Deep: The Baritone Sessions. What I love about Mark Lettieri is that he comes to the guitar with a kind of very heavy soul, rock and funk influence, but he kind of turns it into this awesome melting pot of jazz as well, and it's just, this album is so good. It's powerful, it's strong, the grooves are just intense and insane. All the tracks on here are just balls to the wall, really is what I'd say it. So give it a listen, it's amazing. I've been listening to it pretty much every week since it's come out. It just gets you pumped. It's the perfect kind of pre-workout album or whatever. So definitely recommend Mark Lettieri. He brings a different approach to the guitar than the other recommendations I've had here, but really cool music and definitely recommend. Lastly on the list, we've got a kind of underdog in the sense that this artist hasn't been releasing that much music. Hasn't released an album since 2014, and from what I gather, does a lot of session work and side gigs and things like that. I'm hoping for a new album from him soon, because I really dig the way that he plays guitar. He doesn't play guitar like anyone else that I've seen or heard, and that is Nia Felder. I first heard him with Bob Reynolds. He was playing in the guitar band that Bob Reynolds put together that was with Mark Lettieri, my previous recommendation. And the way he plays guitar is just like it's water, like all the strings are water. He just swims straight through it, and it's amazing. And his most recent album, well, the album from 2014 is Golden Age. Definitely recommend. Give it a listen. It's got an interesting political spin on it. He's kind of some of the tracks are playing over famous speeches of the past, which is a really interesting compositional choice, and I really dig it. And I've just been revisiting this album again this week as well. So yeah, there you go. There's some 5 guitarists that I've been listening to a lot recently that are worth your time. I hope to keep bringing out some more recommendations coming forward. Got a lot happening in my personal life at the moment, so that's what's been slowing me down. So anyway, give all these people a listen, and I will talk to you next time on Hot Cup of Jazz. Peace.